Do each of you solemnly swear that you will answer truthfully all questions asked of you as prospective jurors of every time?
All right, have a seat, everyone. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to Circuit Criminal Court. You're here for jury selection. I'm Judge Marquez. I will be the presiding judge in this case. I'm removing my mask because we have found out throughout the day that people can't hear me unless I take that mask off. So is there anyone who cannot hear me right now? No? Okay. As I said, you're here for jury selection. Let me go through some preliminary matters with you before I explain to you about the case and what the process is today. Starting with, as you see, there's a television camera in the courtroom. Media is going to be present throughout this case. Just ignore it. Don't pay any attention to it. They don't film you all. They don't show your faces. Additionally, we've given you all those placards that have numbers on them. They correspond to your seat number. We're going to refer to you by your seat number in order to continue to preserve your privacy, and also because, quite frankly, it's easier for us, there's 60 of you in here, to identify the juror who's talking. So when you first start to answer a question, raise your paddle up until you hear me say your seat number, then you can take it down. And that way the record is clear as to who's answering the question. Before I go into any details, let me introduce everyone to you in the courtroom. See if you recognize anyone here. I'm Judge Marquez. I'm the presiding judge in the case. It's my job to make sure that the law is followed in this case and that you all are instructed on the law at each stage of the proceedings. I'm also going to rule on the objections during trial and what evidence is and is not admissible. Is there anyone here who knows or recognizes me from anywhere? I don't see any paddles. The two ladies in front of me are members of the clerks on this case. They're going to be handling all the evidence and the exhibits and all the documents and paperwork. Is there anyone who knows either one of them? I'm not seeing any paddles. The folks in the uniform scattered throughout the courtroom and the courthouse, quite frankly, they are members of the Orange County Sheriff's Department. They are courthouse security. They're here every day in the courthouse and in the courtrooms. They provide security, and they are also your liaison to the court during jury selection. If during a break you have an issue that you need to bring to my attention, tell the deputies and they will let me know. Is there anyone here who knows or recognizes any of these deputies? Juror in seat number 32. And before you answer your question, I guess I should address two things. Number one, we did not deliberately pick the world's most uncomfortable mask to put you in this afternoon, although it might seem that way. We need to be able to see your faces. You will not have to wear these masks if you're chosen as a juror. You can wear your regular mask. Masks are mandatory in the Orange County Courthouse. And the other thing is, we can't hear you in this courtroom unless you have a microphone. And weirdly, we have found that you need to hold the microphone to the side of the mask for us to be able, for it to work and for us to be able to hear you. So with all of that said, who do you recognize, juror number 32?
The gentleman in uniform on the far right up top.
Okay. How do you know him?
From the gym.
Okay. Is there anything about that relationship that would make you uncomfortable sitting as a juror in this case?
No.
Is there anything about it that would influence you and make you not be fair and impartial?
No.
All right. Thank you so much. Anyone else who recognizes any of the officers here? All right. I don't see any other paddles. The lady in the front with the long hair and the dark jacket who's typing away is our court reporter. It is her job to take down everything that is said in this courtroom. We must have an accurate transcript of what occurs during trials, and she's the lady that provides it for us. You're going to make her job so much easier if you will speak up when you are answering questions. Folks hate to speak in public. It is the number one fear that people have. And we've added today the other thing that people don't like, which is we're handing you a microphone. But folks, just speak up so she can hear you. Also, use words when you're answering questions. We all have a habit of shaking our heads yes or no, or saying mm-hmm, uh-huh, uh-uh. None of that makes any sense when you try and type it out. You need to say yes or no and use words. That's what I mean by that. Is there anyone who knows our court reporter or recognizes her? I'm not seeing any paddles. To my right are the gentlemen representing the state of Florida. If you'd all introduce yourselves, read your witness list, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Rich Buxman.
My name is Ryan Williams, and along with Mr. Buxman will be the assigned state attorneys prosecuting this case on behalf of the state of Florida. The following names include witnesses who may be called in the trial if you are selected. Dominique Daniels, Detective Brian Savelli, Orange County Sheriff's Office. Timothy Stevens, Takeshia Bryant, Julia Johnson, Monica Pridgeon, Patricia Monahan, Sean Williams with the Orlando Police Department, Detective Pete Cadis, Orlando Police Department, Officer Brandon Thornton, Orlando Police Department, Captain Joseph Carter, Orange County Sheriff's Office, Antoine Thomas, Peter Patrick, Stacy Monroe, Orlando Police Department, Deputy Robert Roberts, Orange County Sheriff's Office, Canine Officer Paul Foster, Orlando Police Department, Deputy Chuck Ashworth, Orange County Sheriff's Office, Cleveland Jenkins, United States Marshal Service, Dr. Joshua Stephanie, Office of the Medical Examiner, Chantel Steyer, Orlando Police Department, Karen Livengood, Orlando Police Department, Detective Shane Overfield, Orlando Police Department, Darlene Dunn, Edward Vanderberg, Orlando Police Department, Gary Crosby, Orlando Police Department, Sean Johnson, Florida Department of Law Enforcement, Andrew Harrison, Orange County Sheriff's Office, Dr. Sarah Zidovich, Office of the Medical Examiner, Richard Ruth, Florida Department of Law Enforcement, Tracy Anderson, Officer Jonathan Cute, Orlando Police Department, Ronald Stewart, Dr. Michael Gamache, Detective Adam Crudo, Orlando Police Department, Dr. Michael Mayer, Marianne Mitchell, Deputy Rachel Ward, Orange County Sheriff's Office, Dr. Tanya Werner, Todd Erb, Earl Stokes, David Kennard, DeCarlos Shepard, Howard Kuhn, Orlando Police Department, Theophilus Edwards, Brian Stribby, Ronald Guerrero, Latoria Washington, Dr. Joshua Stephanie, Francine Thomas, Tammy Hughes, Dorothy Patterson, Tanya Cowan, Regina Hill, Dr. Robert Buck, Tamara Coker, Jim DePalma, Dr. Emily Lazaro, Rodney Lamond, Dr. Jeffrey Nagin, Dr. Jacqueline Olander, Dr. Greg Pritchard, Tony Rowland, Dr. Joseph Sesta, and Kevin Whitmore.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Does anyone recognize Mr. Buxman, Mr. Williams, or any of the names that were read out as potential witnesses? Juror in seat number 1. Yes, sir. Who do you recognize?
Well, it was the name Timothy Stevens, and I don't know that it's the same because it's a common name.
All right. The Timothy Stevens you know, can you tell us what his employment is?
He's an electrician.
Not the same one. All right.
Excellent.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right. To my left is the team representing the defense. Mr. Lenneman, if you'd introduce everyone and read your witness list, please.
Thank you, Judge. My name is Terry Lenneman. Along with Ted Marrero and Kate O'Shea, we represent Markeith Loyd. Patricia Lloyd, Dana Lloyd, Tanya Lloyd, Odell Jones, Barry Jacobs, Kiana Lloyd, Damian Moten, Derek Harris, Eric Dorsey, Glenn McCree, Lorraine Harp, Jackie McCree, Travana Lloyd, Jesse McCree, Shanika Bush, Trinika Hobbs, Tyran Wesley, Pat McKenna, Dan Doski, John Sawicki, Anna Cox, Dr. Jethro Toomer, Dr. Marvin Dunn, Dr. Michael Mayer, Dr. Joseph Wu, Dr. Jeffrey Colino, Dr. James Campbell, Dr. William Anderson.
Thank you, Mr. Lenneman. All right, does anyone recognize Mr. Lenneman, Ms. O'Shea, Mr. Marrero, or any of the names of the witnesses that were read out? I don't see any paddles. Does anyone recognize Mr. Loyd? Okay, thank you, folks. You can put your paddles down. All right, let me tell you, well, let me start by giving you your first, as I told you, I instruct the jurors all along. So I'm going to start by giving you your first instruction. This is a court order, and a juror who violates this order will be sanctioned. And the order is this: from this moment forward until you are discharged as a juror in this case, in other words, released from any further service, you may not look at any news stories, media stories, print stories, Facebook, the internet, Instagram, talk to anyone or have anyone talk to you about this case. If someone tries to talk to you about this case, tell them you can't and walk away. There's a very simple reason for this order that I'm giving you. Jurors are, your job as a juror is to sit over here in this jury box if you're sworn in and listen to the evidence in this case. Evidence comes solely from courtrooms. It comes from the witness stand, which is right here to my right, and what people testify to under oath and under examination and cross-examination by the attorneys. It comes from physical evidence that may be introduced, exhibits such as photographs, videos, those types of things. That's the only evidence upon which jurors can rely in reaching a verdict in a case. The reason for that is very simple. Our criminal justice system is one that finds it that it is fundamentally unfair to the parties, and that's both the state and the defense, if jurors are back in that jury room making decisions about a case based on information they got outside the courtroom that nobody knows whether it's accurate, whether it's complete, no one's had a chance to challenge it, they don't even know that you're considering it. That is fundamentally unfair and a violation of everyone's rights. We do not try cases like that in this country. Therefore, you are to consume nothing about this case. You're in a cone of silence until and if you're discharged as a juror other than what you hear in this courtroom. And not discussing it includes your spouse, your coworkers, your best friend, your mom, your dad, your children. Just walk away, folks. Don't let people talk to you about this case. All right, let me tell you a little bit about the case because you're going to need to know this information. You're going to get information in this case in blocks as you need it. So for today, I will be the only person asking questions today. Today is preliminary questioning. So here's what you need to know. This is a death penalty case. And what that means is that if Mr. Loyd is convicted of first-degree murder, the state is asking that he be sentenced to death. Death is a possible sentence in this case. It is not a mandatory sentence. We do not have automatic death penalties for any case in the state of Florida. Certain cases fit categories where the state may ask for death to be the sentence, and this is one of them. And therefore, jury selection is conducted in phases. This is phase one. Today, all I'm doing is preliminarily asking you some questions. Some of you, based on your answers, will be brought back for individual voir dire, where we will be going into much more detail with you about a variety of topics. If I don't bring it up today, it's because today is not the day to talk about it. I'm aware of the fact that most of you, or some of you, may have more information or opinions that you need to share with us, but not today, folks, all right? This case is going to last 2 to 3 weeks, and by that I mean from the day we pick the jury and swear them in, not jury selection, but the jury's actually sworn in and the trial begins. We expect the trial to take from 2 to 3 weeks, depending on what happens during those proceedings. How long a jury takes to make a decision is up to a jury. We don't put a clock on you. We don't tell you anything other than here's all the information you need, go reach a verdict. We will work from 9:30 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and 9 to 1 on Saturdays. And the reason that we do not work on Sundays. The reason that we're working on Saturdays is because the jury in this case is being sequestered. And what that means is when you are sworn in as a juror, you will then be housed at a hotel. It's a very nice hotel. You will have your own room, but you will be housed at a hotel until the jury has reached final verdicts in this case. You are allowed to bring your electronics, such as your computers, your cell phones, iPads, that kind of thing. The deputies will be with you 24 hours a day. They will have custody of your electronics, but after we're done in court, you are welcome to use them. You will use them in their presence, but you can Zoom call with family, FaceTime with family. You can work, you can do schoolwork, you can go online. The only thing you cannot do is look up anything or have any conversations about this case. Jurors are not even allowed to talk to each other about the case until it's handed over to them for a verdict. Additionally, we do make provisions for your family to come see you. And by family, we mean spouse, partner, children, those kinds of folks. You are provided 3 meals a day by us. Obviously, someone's going to clean your hotel room, change the bed, make the bed, cook, and clean up after you. That's the not bad part of being sequestered, all right? So, having told you all of that, I'm going to start asking you guys some questions. Because there are 60 of you in here, once again, I forgot the one question I've been forgetting all day, which is, do any of the jurors know each other? 27 and 59, can I assume you're the two that know each other? All right, juror number 27, how do you know him?
He's the boyfriend of one of my old coworkers.
Okay. Is there anything about that would make you uncomfortable if you sat on the same jury?
No.
How about if you were disagreeing about what should be done?
No.
All right, juror number 59, same question for you. Are you uncomfortable sitting on a jury with her?
There you go.
No, Your Honor.
All right. All right, thank you. So I'm going to do this by rows because there's a lot of you in here. It's just easier to keep track. Starting in the front, these are jurors 1 through 7. Is there anyone in that row who is not paid by their employer when you're on jury duty? Juror in seat number 1. Yes, sir.
No, I'm not paid by my employer.
And can you pay your bills if you're not being paid?
No.
Okay, thank you. Who else? You're juror in seat number 4. Yes, ma'am.
I'm
Are
not
you
getting
paid?
Mm-mm.
No? And can you pay your bills if you're not paid?
No.
Okay, thank you. Juror in seat number 5, did you? No. Juror seat 6, okay.
I'm not getting paid, no.
You're not getting paid? Can you pay your bills if you're out of work for 3 weeks?
I mean, I don't have bills to pay, so I'm fine.
Okay. Anybody else? Juror in seat number 7, are you getting paid?
No, ma'am.
And can you pay your bills if you go without work for 3 weeks?
No.
No. All right. Thank you, sir. Seats 8 through 15. Anyone who's not getting paid by their employer? All right. Juror in seat number 8.
No, I'm not getting paid.
Can you pay your bills?
Yes.
Okay. Who's next? Juror in seat number 11.
No, I'm not getting paid.
You're not getting paid. Can you pay your bills, ma'am?
No.
Thank you. 12. Are you getting paid?
No, I'm not getting paid.
Can you pay your bills?
No, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Anyone else in that row? Okay. 16 through 22. Anyone who's not getting paid by their employers? All right. Juror number 16. Yes, ma'am. Are you getting paid?
No.
And can you pay your bills if you're not being paid?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Who else? There was somebody else. Juror in seat number 18. Yes, sir. Are you getting paid?
No, I'm not getting paid.
Can you pay your bills?
No, ma'am.
No. Thank you. Anybody else in that row? Jurors in seats 23 through 30. Are you getting paid? Anybody who's not getting paid? 26? Yes, sir. Does your employer pay you?
No, ma'am.
And can you pay your bills if you're not being paid?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you, sir. Anybody else?
So,
All right.
no one.
Jurors in seat, anybody else? 25? Okay.
Not getting paid and they can't pay the bills.
All right, thank you, sir. 31 through 37, anyone not getting paid by their employer? All right, let's see, I can't see who's answering. Can you hold it up? 35? Okay, great. Yes, sir.
No.
You're not getting paid?
No, ma'am.
Can you pay your bills?
No.
All right, thank you. Anybody else? All right, 38 through 45. Anyone not getting paid by their employer? This includes self-employment, folks. 41, are you getting paid?
I'm not getting paid.
Could you pay your bills if you weren't paid?
No.
All right, thank you, ma'am. 43? Yes, ma'am. Are you getting paid?
No.
Can you pay your bills if you're not getting paid?
No.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Anyone else? All right, 46 through 52. Anyone who's not getting paid? 46. Yes, sir.
I'm not getting paid, Your Honor. I work through a temp company.
All right, can you pay your bills if you're not getting
No.
paid? No? All right, thank you, sir. And I think 48, all right. Yes, sir.
Not getting paid.
And can you pay your bills?
No.
Thank you, sir. 51, I thought was the last one, right? Okay, 51?
I'm not getting paid.
Yes, ma'am. Can you pay your bills if you're not
No.
getting paid?
No.
All right, thank you. 53 through 60, anyone who's not getting paid? Juror in seat 54, yes, sir.
I'm currently getting paid, but I retire at the end of next 2 weeks. And beginning November the 9th, I start a new job where I will not be getting paid.
Okay, so you would celebrate your retirement by being on this case, but then you wouldn't be paid by the next one? Is that what you're telling me?
I'm being
retired,
paid, I'm
and you
being
get
paid
paid.
through October 29th
And then you'd
And
start a
then-
new job when?
on November the 9th,
And then you're not getting
and
paid?
that employer will not be paying me, no ma'am.
And if that employer is not paying you, can you make ends meet?
Yes.
Okay. Would that employment be in jeopardy if you were on a jury?
It would.
All right, anybody else in that row? Thank you. All right, thank you. Anybody I missed? All right, anyone who has problems with the English language, understanding English? All right. Well, I'm going to go row by row. There's too many of you. I think 18 is the lowest number I saw, so 18? Yes, sir, how much English do you understand?
I don't understand very well.
Can't hear you. What?
Hey, John, you just need to
You just need to hold it.
I don't understand very well.
Okay. Hold on. Hold your paddles up. Anybody else in that row? All right, juror in seat 23. Yes, sir.
Go ahead, sir.
Your Honor, I understand very well English.
Okay. How much do you think you understand?
I speak English. Daily.
Okay.
A big conversation or something like that.
All right, can you understand everything I'm saying?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Anybody else in that row? Anybody 31 through 37? 39 through 45? Oh, there's one there? Who is it? Hold it up, folks. I can't see the paddles. All right, 35. You don't understand English?
A little bit.
How much do you understand?
Maybe 40% of it.
I'm sorry?
Maybe 40% of it.
Okay, thank you.
No, I need this mic.
Anybody else? All right, I know 60 is there.
Anybody else?
Juror in seat 60. Yes, ma'am. How much English do you understand? I'm sorry, what? About a quarter of what I'm saying? Okay.
Hold it like this, ma'am. Hold it like this.
I understood about a quarter of whatever you say.
Is it because I talk really fast, or is it because of English?
Because of the...
Okay, thank you. Anybody else that I missed? All right, anyone have any medical problems that would make it difficult for them to sit as jurors? We do have, hold on, we do take breaks every hour to hour and a half. So, starting in the front row, run through 7. Anybody have medical problems? 8 through 15, I saw a couple. All right, number 10, yes ma'am, what's your issue?
I have a rare disease called moya disease where I don't have enough blood to my brain. And I've had 3 brain surgeries because of it. I'm also having surgery next Tuesday. Not on my brain, on my eye.
Okay. Because of the...
Moya.
Yeah. Does that impede your ability to think clearly or concentrate or anything?
Sometimes. I am currently on medical leave because of it and looking to retire, early retirement medical leave because of it.
Okay. And then the eye surgery next week, is that something that could be rescheduled?
It could be, yes.
Okay. Thank you. Number 11, yes ma'am.
Yes, I had a stroke about 3 years ago, and my concentration is...
Okay, I missed the last part of what you said. You had a stroke 3 years ago.
Yes.
The mic's too high. It needs to be, there you go.
My concentration is terrible. I totally blanked out, and I blanked out a few times on my conversations already. And then when I blank back in, I don't know what to say.
Okay, so your concentration is affected by the stroke. Thank you. Anybody else in that row? 14, yes sir.
I just have a hearing disability in my left ear. I can't hear anything out of it whatsoever. There's no eardrum, so I have nothing to be able to hear. I can find out of my right ear, however.
Are you having any trouble hearing me now?
No, not really. That's why I'm like, if you see, I'm like at you so I can hear. I'm hearing you as of right now. I have a problem hearing the defense on the other side.
Okay.
But I was able to listen it pretty clearly.
As I said, if you're seated as a juror, you're going to sit over here in this jury box.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you'd have trouble hearing there, or is it just turning your head that would
No,
help?
if I'm at the end, I could probably turn and it because the people are at the witness stand and also the acoustics of the room, but I should be able to hear pretty clearly.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right. 16 through 22, any medical problems? 23, oh,
19.
sorry. Who put their paddle up? 19, yes, sir.
I have recently, or well, for the past few months, noticed some panic attacks that make it kind of hard to concentrate until it goes away.
Okay. Is there anything in particular that triggers them?
Not that I've noticed.
Did getting a jury summons raise your stress levels?
I definitely feel some anxiety now, yes.
Did hearing this was a death penalty case raise your stress levels?
Very much so.
Okay, thanks. Thank you, sir. Anybody else in that row? Jurors in seats 23 to 30. Anybody have a medical issue? 28. Yes, ma'am.
I suffer from migraines.
Okay, how often do you get them?
With my medication, I get them about every 3 weeks.
How long do they last when you get them?
The longest one I had to deal with recently was about 48 hours.
Okay. And what happens when you get it? What's the effect on you?
I have sensitivity to light, very sharp pain behind my eyes, and I also kind of get some numbness on my left side a little bit.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. And 29, you raised your paddles. Yes, sir? Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm currently being treated for melanoma cancer at the Moffitt Clinic in Tampa, and I've scheduled a PET scan and an MRI coming up.
Okay.
And if that wasn't, the arthritis is really causing me a lot of pain.
Okay. Thank
So,
you, sir.
okay.
Hope you beat it.
Thank you.
Thanks. 31 through 37. Any medical issues? 38 through 45. 46 through 52. Oh, sorry. 41?
41.
Yes, ma'am. Can't hear you.
3 weeks ago, I've developed high blood pressure, and I just started on a medication, which I'm just adjusting to. It's like an anxiety kind of a feeling, and pulsing in my heart, so I'm just getting used to that medication right now.
All right, ma'am. How are you feeling right now?
Pretty anxious.
Okay. I'll be right back with you, sir. 46 through 52? 46? Yes, sir.
Yes, I have high blood pressure and diabetes. And my diabetes, sometimes it's controlled, sometimes it just goes nuts.
Okay, is there anything in particular that triggers it?
I have to eat like a certain schedule, but sometimes even with the medication, it'll just drop for no reason.
Okay. How often does that happen?
Excuse me?
How often does that happen? The sudden
Lately,
drop?
it's been doing it like once or twice a week.
Okay. Can you feel that it's coming on? Can you feel that it's coming on?
Yeah, I start feeling confusion and flashes like in my eyes, like dark spots.
All right, and so if that was happening, is it sufficient for you to take a break and eat something, or?
Yeah, I'd have to take a break and monitor my sugar, and if it drops real low, and even if I drink like orange juice with a lot of sugar in it, when it goes back up to level, I feel like exhausted all day and sleepy and so forth.
Okay. Do you think that your condition is such that it would affect your ability to sit as a juror in this case?
Most probably, yeah, because if it's long between like snacks or if it just decides to drop that day, I'm probably just going to pass out right there in the jewelry box.
Yeah, we do not want you to do that.
Yeah.
But we take breaks every hour to hour and a half. There is a refrigerator in that jury room. So food can be stored in that jury room.
Oh, okay.
Would that be sufficient, or do you still think that it would be a problem?
Like I said, sometimes and lately, excuse me, even with the snacks, it just drops for some reason I haven't figured out yet. I have an appointment, I think, in a month for the VA, so I can get it checked out to see what's going on.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Anyone else in that row? 51, yes, ma'am.
I have anemia, so I feel really tired always. Anemia, anemic.
So you said you're tired?
Mm-hmm.
Are you so tired that you can't pay attention?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Juror in seat number 52, yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm retired early based on my mental health. I have PTSD, post-trauma stress, make me anxious. I have panic attack, shaking, hard concentrate, pay attention on a long term to sit in the follow-up of what's going on.
Okay. All right, thank you, sir. Jurors in seats 54 through 60? 53, yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. I'm 100% total and permanent disabled for neuropathy, sciatica, and some other war injuries.
Do you believe that would affect your ability to sit as a juror?
Yes, ma'am. With the sciatica and sitting and I require some medication and braces at times.
All right, if at any point during these proceedings you need to stand up, feel free to do that, sir. Anyone else in that row? I think somebody else. In 53 to 60, anybody else have an issue? No? All right, jurors in seat 7, was it that raised your paddle? Yes, sir, what's your issue?
Mental illness,
Okay,
panic attacks, anxiety, depression.
okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Number 6, yes, ma'am.
I have mental illnesses as well. I have depression and anxiety, and I am also bipolar.
Do you think that would affect your ability to sit as a juror?
I don't think so. I mean, it varies on days. Sometimes it gets to the point where it's like my depression. I kind of like disassociate almost, but I mean, it really depends on the day. So.
Okay. Anybody else I missed? 33.
I have high blood pressure.
Okay. Does it affect your ability to sit as a juror?
If it's a situation that is really stressful.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Anybody else? All right. Anyone who has, I'm going to go row by row, but I'm going to tell you what the question is. Child care issues or someone who's dependent on you, an adult child who's dependent on you, special needs, parents, 1 through 7. Juror in seat number 7. Yes, sir.
My father has Parkinson's disease, dementia, and I had to take care of him, watch his every step.
Are you his primary caretaker?
No, I mean, I live with him.
Okay. Does anybody else live there?
My mom.
Okay. How old's your dad?
74.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anyone else in that row? 8 through 15, child care or dependent? Number 9, yes, sir.
Kindergarten and 3 years old.
So I heard kindergarten and 3, what did you say?
He's 3 years old.
3 years old? Okay.
And my wife works till 7, so he's older.
So if you were in jury duty, who would take care of him?
My wife would probably handle some. She has some flexibility in the schedule, but
Okay. 13, yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm a single mother of 2 kids with primary custody.
How old?
They are 11 and 14.
Do you have anyone who can take care of them?
I would have to find someone.
I'm sorry?
I would have to find someone.
Can their dad take over if you're for the 3 weeks that you would be in jury services or in jury duty?
Maybe for part of it, but not for all.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Anybody else in that row? All right, 16 through 22, child care or dependent. 17. 16, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
I know this is going to sound ridiculous, but I foster dogs. So I have 4 dogs that cannot be left alone that long.
Okay.
And I don't have anybody else to watch them because they're big dogs and people are afraid of them. They're big puppies.
All right, thank you, ma'am. 17, did you raise your paddle? Yes, ma'am. What do
Can
you
you hear
have?
me? I'm sorry.
I
I
can't.
have 2 daughters, 7 and 9 months. My boyfriend is leaving to train for a trucking company. So with him finishing up with school, I'm the primary parent who picks up and drops off during the week.
Is there anyone who could substitute for you for 3 weeks?
No, ma'am.
And you have a 9-month-old, you said?
Yes, my grandmother watches her.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Who else? Number 20. Yes, sir. You have a what?
4-month-old.
A 4-month-old?
Yeah. I work 3 days a week. I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but my wife works the rest of the week. So when she's working, I'm watching her daughter. And just to come here, we have to get my mother-in-law to drive to Tampa, and that's not feasible every day.
Okay. Is that the only alternate care that you would have for the child?
Yes.
All right, thank you, sir. 22, yes, ma'am.
Yes, I have a cat, and I have nobody else to take care of her when I'm here. My fiance works out of state at this particular moment in time, and he's currently in Virginia, so I have nobody. My neighbor can't come over. She's not dependable. She goes to bed at like 6 o'clock or earlier of a day, and I have nobody else.
Okay. All right, thank you, ma'am. 23 through 30, child care or dependent. 31 through 37, child care or dependent. 36, yes, sir.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. My father-in-law had shoulder surgery last week. He's elderly. My wife could take care of him some of the time, but she needs to be out of town for work. Also, we have special needs exotic pets that need to be hand-fed twice daily. And since they're exotic pets, there's no one else that can care for them that we found.
I may regret asking this, but what
They're
exotic
chinchillas.
pets do you have? What?
Chinchillas.
Chinchillas?
Correct.
Okay.
I
Tell
can
me
show
about
you pictures.
How old is your father-in-law?
He's in his 70s. I don't know exactly.
Is he just staying with you all while he recuperates?
He's at his own home, but we're over there all the time helping out with anything around the house.
Okay. And so your wife's going out of town?
Correct.
So you're the person that's going to take care of him?
Correct.
Okay, thank you, sir. 38 through 45. 46 to 52. 49. Can't hear you, sorry. No. You're in one of the really dead spots of the courtroom. Go ahead, sorry.
Do you want me to use my really big voice?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
I would encourage everyone to use their big voice. Yes, go ahead.
I have a 15-year-old that I take to and from school. She does not qualify for busing. So she's done with school at 1 o'clock and at 2 o'clock. And no, I do not have anyone else because I also care for my elderly parents who are 83 and 79. My father has stroke-related dementia. My mother has failing health due to an aortic aneurysm.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Anyone else in that row? And then 53 to 60. Juror seat 59, yes, sir.
I also live alone, Your Honor, with a cat. My girlfriend could take care of the cat if I were away. However, she does have some upcoming travel, and I would be responsible for taking care of her cats while she's away. They are not integrated. We want to make sure that they get along in case this works out long term.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Anyone else that I missed? All right. I'm going to start in the back row just for variety. Anyone who has a vacation in October or November that is already paid for. Oh, shoot, I'll start over here since everyone clearly. 53 to 60, we'll start with whoever's first. 58? Yes, ma'am.
I already, I'm leaving to Dominican Republic on Wednesday.
When are you
It's
coming
my
back?
mom's death anniversary, so we're spending time with my dad.
When are you returning?
Return on Sunday.
All right, thank you, ma'am. 59, yes, sir.
I will be leaving on vacation this Sunday, returning the following Sunday. I will be gone the first Friday in November for that full weekend, returning that Sunday. I believe it's November 4th. And then I will be leaving the state the Saturday before Thanksgiving through Thanksgiving. Through the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Where are you going the first vacation that you're taking? Where are you going?
We have a cruise leaving out of Port Canaveral.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else in that? I thought I saw more. 56, yes, ma'am.
I have a trip to Jacksonville, Florida, the
Okay.
first weekend in November. And then I have a trip to Phoenix, Arizona, November 19th through the following Friday or Saturday. It's 8 days.
And is that already paid for?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Anyone else in that row? 54.
Yes, I have a trip October 31st to November the 4th, prepaid a condo at St. Pete Beach.
All right, thank you, sir. Anyone else in that row? All right, next row are 46 through 52. Vacation that's already paid for. 49. Yes, ma'am.
Weekend trip October 30th and also one in November. These are also school trips where I'm a chaperone.
Are these already paid for? Are they in-state or out-of-state?
They're in-state, over in Sarasota.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Anyone else in that row? 31 through 37, vacation already paid for. 33?
I'm going on a cruise on October 24th to 31st. And then I'm going to California in November 30th.
Okay, thank you. 37, I thought you raised your paddle? Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. I have a pheasant hunt in South Dakota from the 25th to the 29th. A pheasant? Bird?
The 25th through what?
The 25th through the 29th, the next Monday through Friday.
Okay, thank you. 38 through 45, vacations. 41? 40, I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor, I have a trip to the Panhandle, Pensacola next week to settle my mother's estate. I'll be gone 5 days.
Thank you, sir. 41?
Just have a weekend trip, the October 28th through the 31st to Washington, D.C.
Is that already paid for, ma'am? Okay, thank you. Did anybody else in that 44? Yes, ma'am.
I have a trip to Ghana, November 10th through the 20th.
To where, I'm sorry?
Ghana.
Ghana.
Ghana? Okay.
Thank you.
So November 10th through the 20th? Okay. Thank you, ma'am. 45? Yes, ma'am.
I have October 28th through 30th, a teacher, so I have students that are in my care, and then a personal the week of Thanksgiving to Oklahoma.
So the 28th through the 30th,
Yes,
I'm not
it has
following.
been paid by
Are you here
OCPS.
in town?
It is in Daytona.
Daytona? Okay. And this is to take some students that are in your care?
Correct.
All right, thank you, ma'am. 16 through 22, vacations? 21. Yes, sir.
My nephew's getting married from the 28th to October 28th to the 31st. I'd also like to say that I am the only neurosurgeon for 3 practices, and if I would be happy to sit on this jury, but my patients will suffer because they won't get medical care from me.
I haven't gotten to work yet, but I'll make a note of that. This October 28th to 31st, is that out of town?
What's that, ma'am?
The wedding, is it out of town?
It's in Atlanta.
In Atlanta? Okay, thank you, sir. Did I do 23 to 30? No. 23 to 30? 27 and 28. Let's start with 27.
I oversee COVID testing operations for Norwegian Cruise Line, so I'll be leaving on Monday, this coming Monday.
You'll be what?
I'll be flying out to Los Angeles this Monday, returning on the 25th, and then I'll also be traveling for those operations in November.
So yours is work-related, not a vacation?
Sorry.
Okay.
Work-related.
And if you don't go, who's gonna do it?
I'm the project lead for Los Angeles, so I have to attend.
So what happens if you don't? Let's say, this is gonna sound horrible, but let's say you died tomorrow. Who's going?
Feeling my manager would have to step in.
Okay. All right, thank you. 28?
Yes, ma'am. My brother is getting married in November, and we have, starting next week, we have.
All right, is the wedding that you're in, is that one here?
It's in the state, yes, ma'am, but it's in North Florida, outside of Jacksonville.
Okay, and what are the dates that you need to be there?
I'll be gone November 7th through the end of that week. I believe it, maybe.
All right.
And then this coming Friday,
This coming Friday, you what? I'm sorry.
I believe it's
your mother and you have to get fitted for dresses? Yes, ma'am. Wedding prep, okay.
Fittings.
Okay, thank you. All right, anybody else in that row? Jurors in seats 1 through 7, vacation? 8 through 15, vacation. Wow, most of the row, okay. 10, where are you going?
I'm going to Colonial Williamsburg, October 28th through November 10th, and then to Tennessee for the week of Thanksgiving.
All right, thank you, ma'am. 11, yes, ma'am.
I'm going home to visit my family in Pennsylvania starting the 23rd of November, and coming back on the 30th.
All right, thank you, ma'am. 13?
I have a family trip to the United Kingdom planned November 17th through the 25th.
All right, thank you, ma'am. 14, yes, sir.
I'm running the marathon for Disney on November 5th. And then I also have a wedding in Destin, Florida, the weekend of the 21st of November.
Are you in that wedding?
No.
Just attending?
Yes.
Okay. Who's getting married?
One of my Disney internship friends.
All right, thank you, sir. Anybody I missed? All right, listen carefully to the question I'm going to ask you. This is work. I sympathize, does everyone in this courtroom, with things piling up while you're in trial. However, that's not a legal reason for me to excuse you from work. However, the question I'm asking you is there anything at your job that you are the only person who can do it? The only person who can do it. I've already heard from juror seat 21 and juror in seat 27 on this, so I've got your answers noted. 33, yes, sir, or ma'am, sorry. Yes, ma'am.
I am a tax accountant, and in my department, I'm the only one who does the taxes every month.
You mean does payroll taxes?
Payroll tax, yes.
Okay, is that something you can do online?
It can be, yes.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. 46.
36, right?
Oh, okay.
I found out yesterday, actually, that one of my coworkers has to go to Houston, take his wife to Houston for breast cancer treatment, and I'm backing him up for at least the next week. And I don't know what would happen if I was unable to back him up.
Okay, thank you, sir. 46? I'll be over to
yes,
this side in a second.
Yes,
Well,
Your
let's
Honor.
yes, sir.
I just started a new job Tuesday through Express. It's a temp company, and basically, if I don't go to work, I no longer have a job.
All right, sir. Thank you. Anybody else on this side of the courtroom? How about this side? 59?
Your Honor, I'm a project manager in a small project management office with one person currently out on maternity leave, so we would have to redistribute projects that I wholly run.
How much of it can you do online?
I can do some online, but it needs to be during normal working hours as my clients are external companies. We are a consulting firm for technology.
Who takes over for you when you're on vacation?
We can distribute to other project managers if need be.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else in that row? 58. Yes, ma'am.
I work for OCPS. I'm the ESO compliance specialist at my school. There's only one of me in my school. I mean, I guess someone from the district office can come down and do my job while I'm out, but everything will be on hold until I get back.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Someone else raised. 54. Yes, sir.
Yes, the new job I'm starting on November the 9th. I'm employed as an actor, and that's the first day of rehearsals for a run of a show. I don't know if they've cast an understudy for the role or not.
Okay. Thank you, sir. All right, there was more folks on this side who raised their paddles. 43, and then I'll go to 25. So let's start with 43. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I have a bridal party from the 21st to the 23rd of October.
Are you the bride?
No, I'm the makeup artist and hairstylist.
Oh, okay. Is that, that's your employment, right? That's what you do for a living? Or
Yes.
Is that, okay. So if you don't do the bridal party, the bride's going to have a meltdown. And
Yeah, they
you're not
made
gonna
the
make any
deposit.
money. I'm just picturing the bride being told
Yeah.
that her makeup artist won't be there. All right, thank you, ma'am. Somebody else raised their, 25? 25, yes, sir. Yeah, you told me that you couldn't, if you're not working, you can't pay your bills. All right, I got that. All right. Anybody else? All right, does anyone have, 45? Yes, ma'am.
I'm the choral teacher at OCPS, in one of the OCPS schools, and we have a concert on Tuesday, and 176 minors will be there.
There's
And
nothing that's going to interfere with your concert. Let me take your anxiety levels down, okay? So other than that concert, do you have any others scheduled?
On Friday, this coming Friday, also there is an event.
Okay. So Tuesday and Friday?
And then the other ones that I said, the 22nd through the 28th through the 30th of October.
Is there another choral teacher?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you, ma'am. Anybody else? All right, folks, last question. Is there any issue that I haven't thought of, that I haven't asked you about, that would make it impossible for you to serve as a juror in this case? Juror in seat number 14. Yes, sir.
Just one quick question. If I am selected, would the people in the trial, will they have masks on during the time too? Because I'm just kind of concerned if that was going to be helping or be a part of my hearing. I do read lips.
The rest of us will be wearing, like the attorneys and I will be wearing regular masks. The witnesses will be wearing clear masks so you
Okay.
can see their faces.
That's fine.
Okay.
I just wanted to ask on that.
We like to give those masks to as many people as possible. Okay. Juror in seat number 8. Yes, sir.
Hi, I just had a question about how full-time students are factored in.
All right. You're a full-time student?
Yes, that's correct.
And how would it affect you if you were a juror?
It would be difficult to complete the term. I'm in my final project class and one of 4 team members.
Are you asking for an exemption?
If possible, that would make graduating easier.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
All right. Anyone else? Juror in seat 47. Yes, ma'am. Can't hear you. That last row is the hardest row to hear. Yes, ma'am?
Sorry, I have a school trip that I have to go to where I have a class all next week up in Gainesville.
Okay, is this your class or you're a teacher?
It's my class I attend. It's the only class for the semester. It's an experiential learning opportunity that I have to pay for.
Have you paid for it already?
Yes.
And what happens if you don't go?
I don't complete the semester. It's one semester over a week.
So, I'm sorry, did you just say the whole semester is 1 week?
So I can elect out of one of my classes a semester for the entire term and do it in the span of a week from 8 to 5 each day.
All right, so you would not get the credit for this class if you didn't go next
Correct.
week?
And I couldn't graduate in the spring.
So then you'd have to take the class again?
Yeah, I'd have to wait until it was offered again.
Okay,
Mhm.
all right. Anyone else? Juror in seat number 5. Yes, ma'am. Or I'm sorry, yes, sir.
Yeah, I just had a question. Like, what would the schedule be like? Like, how many days a week, or like what hours of the day?
9:30 to 5:30 on Monday through Friday, you're in court. 9 to 1 Saturdays, you're in court. The rest of the time, you're at the hotel because you're sequestered. You can't go home. You can't go to school. You can go to school online after you're out of court, but you can't go home. You understand?
Okay.
All right? Thanks. Anybody else? 26? Oh, sorry. Who? 21?
21.
Yes, what can I help you with?
I'm sorry, I jumped the gun before. I have 2 offices. I'm the only neurosurgeon. Nobody else can do what I do.
Yeah, you told me that. I wrote it down.
Okay, well, I just wanted to make sure.
I did. I've got it.
I'm sorry, I jumped the gun, Your Honor.
No, you didn't jump the gun. It's fine. You're a neurosurgeon and your patients would suffer. I got it. Thanks. 26 wanted to talk to me, I thought.
Yeah, I just want to ask a question. Since there's only one more person that do the job that I do, and I just was wondering because in here because I have to use.
Oh, how cold it is in here? What are you asking me?
AC is really cold, so
Yeah, I'm freezing. I have no control over the air conditioner. I've complained about it, but I'm aware of the fact that it's absolutely freezing in this courtroom. I don't know why. It hasn't been like this until today.
No, what I'm saying is that it's affecting my bladder that I have to use the restroom all the time.
Oh, you need a break?
Most of the time, like right now, I need.
Okay, we're going to take a break in just a minute. All right, if you need to go, go. Anybody else? 56, yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'm taking a college course, and I meet Monday, Tuesdays from 1 until 4. And that will go through the remainder of the semester.
Are you taking it, can you take it online after hours?
You know, it's a face-to-face over Zoom, and participation is part of the grade.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Anybody else?
Yes, ma'am.
28.
Yes, ma'am. I just have a question concerning my occupation. I'm in security operations and I work alongside law enforcement regularly.
We'll get to that another day. All right. Thanks.
So this might sound a little silly, but if I am chosen and you said that we can't like see or like, we can't go home, I haven't really lived alone. So just being in the hotel like alone would kind of be super anxious. And yeah, it's just not something I've done before. So
You're not going to be all by yourself. All the jurors are on the same floor. You just have your own bedroom. Okay, so when it's time to go to sleep, you have your own room is what I'm saying. There's a place where you can gather with your fellow jurors and socialize. There are deputies there around the clock. So it's not as if we just put you in a room and you can't come out of that room. There are social events and activities. Would that help you?
I think I'd still be like super anxious, honestly. Like,
okay.
Talking about it, I'm like, oof.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? Juror in seat 51.
I think the same, it would have happened to me too.
The same thing would happen to you?
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? All right, folks, that's all the questions I have for you. I want you to step out in the hall, take a break. We'll call you back in just a minute. Thank you. All right, I'm back on the record. Does everyone need a minute? We good? All right.
We're ready, Your Honor.
Juror in seat number 1 says he can't pay his bills. Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
2 and 3 are going through. 4 can't pay her bills. Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
5's going through. 6 can't. She can pay her bills, but she has some anxiety and mental health issues. Defense?
We're not moving.
What?
We're not moving for cause.
State?
Judge, if she can't stay in a hotel room by herself, we're going to ask her to make a decision on a capital case. We move for cause.
Yeah, she's...
Because Your Honor even tried to back her down off of it by saying there'd be other people there, and she still said she'd be uncomfortable and anxious.
She's bipolar. She says her anxiety's raising. She can't even contemplate staying at the hotel by herself.
I understand. It sounded like, her anxiety was
What?
basic. It sounded like her anxiety had to do with her staying in a room by herself or staying in a
No,
place.
she says she has generalized anxiety. She's also got bipolar. She's on medication. And she said she was very anxious just being here. She added the hotel room at the end when she asked me the question.
Right. She said she didn't think it would affect her, Judge.
Okay, I'll send her through. Juror in seat number 7 can't pay, and he has a 74-year-old dad for whom he is responsible. State.
No objection, Your Honor.
No objection.
8 is a full-time student requesting exemption, exempted by statute. I'm excusing him. Number 9 has a 3-year-old and may or may not have an issue with child care. So unless someone's moving, I'm sending them through. Nope. State?
We are not moving.
Defense?
We're not moving.
All right, going through. Number 10 has a vacation October 28th to November 10th, and she's the lady with the 3 brain surgeries.
State moves.
No objection.
All right, granted on vacation. Number 11 has a vacation to Pennsylvania and can't pay her bills, on the can't pay her bills. Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
No objection.
12, can't pay her bills. Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
No objection.
13, single mom, 11 and 14-year-old, hasn't got anybody to take care of them. Defense?
We'd move.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Well, she does have vacation scheduled from November 17th. Now, I just wasn't sure, Judge, if you're cutting it off before that.
No, I actually couldn't read my handwriting, but the child care issue was enough. So, yeah, she does also have the vacation from the 17th to the 20th.
She said she would find someone. I mean, she didn't say that she didn't have anyone.
All right, so she's got the vacation from the 17th to the 25th. Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Judge, I mean, just to ask.
Thanksgiving's my cutoff.
November 17th, is that?
Thanksgiving's my cutoff for
Thanksgiving
vacation
is-
not being, of course, that could change next week, but right now, Thanksgiving's my cutoff.
November
So that's the
17th
week
is the
of the
Wednesday
20th.
before the week of Thanksgiving.
No, I'm talking about the week of Thanksgiving. So I'm going to excuse her. November 5th, or I'm sorry, number 14 has something on November 5th.
Disney Marathon, but it's only a half marathon, as we've established already.
I'm going to send him through.
Yes, Your Honor.
And refrain from commenting on what you just said. 15's going through, 16 is going through.
Hang on, man. Dude,
17, she has a 7-month-old and a 9-month, or 7-year-old and a 9-month-old and is the primary caretaker. State?
We move, Your Honor.
Defense? Yeah. Any objections to 17?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
All right, any objections to 17?
Any problem with that? Oh. Right. No objection.
Okay. 18 does not speak English and can't pay the bills. Any objections?
No,
No
Your Honor.
objection.
Court strike. 19 has panic attacks. State?
We move, Judge.
Defense?
No objection.
20 has a 4-month-old and no alternative child care. Defense?
We move for cause.
State?
No objection, Your Honor.
21 is the neurosurgeon, and he's got a vacation in Atlanta from the 28th to the 31st. Vacation, any objection, state?
Is he a neurosurgeon?
Yep.
Yes.
No objection, Your Honor.
I heard that.
He said-
No
I
objection,
think I
Your Honor.
heard that. All right.
Trying to be funny.
Defense?
No objection.
All right. 22 is going through. 23 has a problem with English. Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
No objection.
24 is going through. 25 can't pay his bills. Any objections?
Not
No
from the
objection.
state.
26 can't pay his bills. Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
No objection.
27 is going through. 28 has migraines and something about North Florida weekend on November
wet-
7th.
The wedding.
Her brother's getting married. Okay, that's kind of a biggie. Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
All right,
No
I'll
objection.
strike 28. 29 is undergoing cancer treatment. I'm striking that juror.
No
Any
objection from the
objections?
defense.
No, Your Honor.
30 is going through, 31's going through, 32 is going through. 33 has a cruise booked October 24th to the 31st. Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
No objection.
All right, striking that one. 34 is going through. 35 can't understand English and can't pay bills. Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
No objection.
36, father-in-law is the one who needs care right now due to surgery, and he's got the chinchillas that I have been informed is a rodent that can jump 5 feet in the air. It's actually a
Special needs pet, Your Honor.
It's a rodent that can jump 5 feet in the air and has special needs.
Yeah.
So does anyone want to object or want to strike him, or?
We are not moving. He specifically said his father-in-law lives on his own, and they just
Okay.
go to check on him.
Defense?
Well, I thought he said that his wife was going to be out of town, and so his father-in-law wouldn't have anyone else.
Yeah, that is what he told me. His father-in-law just had surgery and needs help right now,
Right.
and his wife's going to be out of town.
I remember that too, Judge. We don't move. But
All right, I'll send him through. 37, South Dakota.
I'm
is what
sorry,
I
Judge.
thought he
On
said.
36, I moved.
I know you did. I'm going to go ahead and send him through.
Okay.
37 is, I thought he said he's going to South Dakota, October 25th through the 29th.
he's going to shoot some innocent birds, is what he said.
He's going to
Pheasant
shoot a mess of birds.
Pheasant hunting is what he said.
Okay.
But it's a vacation he's paid for, so we move on those grounds.
Any objections?
No objection.
38, 39, going through. 40 has a vacation to Pensacola, or no, has to settle his mom's estate in Pensacola. Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
No objection.
41 can't pay her bills. Any objections, defense?
No objection.
State?
No, Your Honor.
42 going through. 43 has a vacation 21st to the 23rd and can't pay her bills. Any objections? State?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
No objection.
44 is going to Ghana from October the 10th to the 20th, or November the 10th to the 20th. Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
No objection.
45 has a vacation October 28th through the 30th. State?
We move.
No objection.
46, he can't pay his bills. Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
No objection.
47, she says that if she doesn't go on the trip next week, it affects her graduation. Based on that, defense?
We would move.
You're moving? State, any objection?
No, Your Honor. She did say that.
She did. 48, can't pay the bills. Any objection, state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
No objection.
49 is caretaker for 83 and 79-year-old parents and has a vacation October 30th to November 30th. Any objections, defense?
No objection.
State?
No, Your Honor.
50's going through. 51, can't pay her bills. Any objections?
No objection.
No, Your Honor.
52 says he has PTSD, anxiety, and panic attacks, and thought they would affect, I thought he said they would affect his ability to serve, but I'm not 100% sure about what this last statement I just made.
I believe he did say that, and I believe he served in the military, if I recall looking
Yeah, he
at-
did serve in the military, because I checked that on the PTSD. State?
We would move on those
Defense?
grounds.
No objection.
All right, so I'm striking 52. 53 has neuropathy, 100% disabled, takes medication every day. And he said it would affect his ability to serve. Defense?
We would move.
State?
No objection, Your Honor.
54 is starting a new job on November 9th. Being in court could jeopardize that job. Then he said something about casting, but I didn't really follow that, whether some lead had been
I thought he
cast.
said he had a vacation as well.
He had a vacation October 31st through November 4th.
We would move on the vacation issue.
Any objections on vacation issue?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, granted on vacation. 55's going through. 56 has a vacation November 19th. She's going to Jacksonville, and then she's going again to somewhere else, which I can't read what I wrote.
That's the Friday before the Saturday of Thanksgiving week.
But the Jacksonville one is earlier.
Is it?
Yeah, there's two separate vacations.
Mr. Buxman informs me it's early November, so we move on those grounds.
All right. Any objections? on the early November vacation?
No objection.
All right, 56 is struck. 57's going through. 58 is going to be out of town from Wednesday to Sunday, which means I can bring her back on Monday for questioning, so I'm going to send her through. Or actually, do I have a, no, yeah, I can bring her back on Monday. 59 has a cruise scheduled. Any objections on 59? Mr. Marrero, any objections to 59? And State?
No, Your Honor, he has to integrate his cats, if you recall.
Yeah, I'm just excusing him on the cruise thing.
Yes, Judge.
And then 60 says that she can only understand a quarter of what I say. Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections on 60? I don't know, did he answer me on 60? Mr. Marrero, you have an objection to 60 on English? Juror in seat number 60 on the issue of English. All right, thank you. All right, let's bring in the ones that are left, and then I'll let you do your...
Well, before that, we actually, there's something that I had missed on number 14, which had to do with his deafness and saying that he was basically relying on lip reading. And I just don't think that that's really sufficient for this kind of trial, for him to be relying on lip reading.
I can't strike someone for being deaf. I can offer them assistance. I can offer them someone to translate for them. That's the one time I can put someone in the jury room with them.
He did.
I didn't hear him say he was lip reading. I heard him say if he can turn his head, he can hear what we were saying. I missed the lip reading thing.
Yeah, what he was referring to was the masks and whether or not who was going to be wearing a mask and what type of mask they were wearing, and the court informed him that he would be that the witnesses would be wearing clear masks.
Right.
And it sounded like he was going to be relying on lip reading in order to hear what the witnesses were saying.
There's case law. I can't strike him for this.
He did not say he would rely on lip reading. He said it would help him, and that's why I asked the question.
So I'm going to
State's
bring him
position.
back, and we'll ask him more questions and see if he's able to serve.
Okay.
All right. That's what? 60 is the last one I struck. All right, let's bring in the jurors, the ones that are staying. $14. He's the same one I was bringing back before. I'm going to start with the two greens at 2 o'clock. I have 2 greens left at 2 o'clock. Is that really going to throw you off? And then I have blue, then I have 9 o'clocks. I have 19 9 o'clocks and then some on blue. I'm sorry, orange, yeah. I'm completely wrong. I have green, orange, and then blue. Right. I'm never going to get out of this corner. Is that everybody? All right, folks, welcome back. You're all going to be coming back for another round of questioning. If you had any issues that you weren't sure about, childcare, whether your employer pays you, you need to know by the next time you get back here. All right? We're going to give you a specific date and time to return. You're also being given a colored dot that goes on your badge, so please pull your juror badge out of that plastic sleeve it's in so that these two ladies can put the dots on them. The colored dots are just because there's too many of you to call in by number. So when you call the jury line, you're going to hear instructions by colors. For example, green dots report on Wednesday, that sort of thing. You're also being given a slip of paper with the phone number to call and with the exact date and time that you are supposed to return for questioning. It will be in this courtroom, courtroom 23. So once I called your number, meet these two ladies, they'll give you what you need. Once you have what you need, you're free to go. Leave the placards, the numbered placards on your seats, but you can keep those face masks. We'll give you new ones when you get here the next time. Seat number 3 and 2, you are returning Wednesday at 2 o'clock. All right, returning Thursday at 9 a.m., seat number 6 and 5. Wednesday at 9 a.m., seat number 9, number 14, and number 15. Or Thursday, I'm sorry, it's Thursday at 9. Sorry, folks, you're the last panel of the day. All right. Thursday at 9, not Wednesday. Good Lord. 16, 22 and 16, you're coming back at 9 o'clock on Thursday. Nine o'clock on Thursday is 24, 27, and 30. Nine o'clock on Thursday, it'll be seats 31, 32, 34, and 38. Those are the last folks coming on Thursday at 9 o'clock. Did I skip 36? 32, 31, 32, 34. I'm sorry, 36, not 38. Sorry. I can't read this tiny little chart. All right. Returning on Monday, October 20, oh, let me stop till you're caught up. $38 is coming Monday, not Thursday. Did you all give 38 an orange dot? If you did, I can fix it. He's still here? Okay. 38 is Monday, the 25th of October at 9 a.m. 39 is Monday, the 25th of October at 9 a.m. 42 is Monday, the 25th at 9 a.m. 50 is Monday, the 25th at 9 a.m. $55 is Monday, the 25th at 9 a.m., along with 57 and 58. And that should be everybody. Mr. Marrero, is there something you want to put on the record?
Microphone, please.
You got to turn your mic on.
What?
How many are on the panel of each?
Oh, right. Okay. No, I just can't hear you with your mask on, man. Out of the overall panel, 42 appear to be white. Of those, 6 were stricken for not being able to pay their bills. 8 appeared to be Latin or Hispanic. 1 of those was stricken. 1 of them appeared to be Asian. 1 of those was stricken. And 9 appeared to be black. And out of those, 7 appeared to be stricken. It looked like the juror in seat number 1 who was stricken for not paying the bills was white. Juror in seat number 4 was white. Juror in seat number 7 was white. Juror in seat number 11 was white. Juror number in seat number 12 was black. I believe juror in seat number 18 was stricken for language, but also qualified for that. Juror 17? I don't have 17.
17 was not stricken for can't pay. 17 was stricken for child care issues.
Okay, that's what I thought. Juror in seat number 26 was black. Juror in seat number 25 was black. Juror in seat number 35 was Asian. Juror in seat number 41 was white. Juror in seat number 43 was black. Juror in seat number 46 was black. Juror in seat number 48 was black. Juror in seat 51 was white. And I believe that's it.
State.
Nothing to add to the record, Judge.
All right. We're in recess until, we're going to start at 9 a.m. on Monday. Individual voir dire. Everybody have a good weekend.